Hey everybody, welcome back to Ghost Hunting Beauties with another great podcast episode. And today we have a special guest. We have our resident beauty, Genny, here, the other beautiful blonde on our show. And we are going to be talking about all the behind the scenes stuff. We're debuting October 6th, but we wanted to give you the scoop on Genny and all the little behind the scene things that you just don't see on the show yet. So welcome, Genny.
Well, welcome. Hello. I'm glad this is going on.
Right? I'm glad you can make it out. I know we're all so busy. We've wrapped up filming a lot of season 1, a lot of adventures.
Lots of adventures.
Yes.
So it's a little different sitting here and without any activity going on. But
Right.
maybe when we talk, something will happen. Who knows?
Oh, the sign will come off the wall.
There you go.
Because apparently, is this anything like you expected? Better, worse?
Nothing like I expected. Going in, I really thought at some point we would see some movement, activity, maybe at 1 or 2 locations, but
Right.
everywhere we went, something happened. And every time, I think I probably clawed my nails into your arm because I was
Yes.
terrified.
Yes.
Terrified.
One thing we didn't capture on camera sometimes is a lot of things happen behind the scenes. So we had, everything has to get set up. And a lot of times by the time you get set up, you don't know what ghosts are going to do. And I don't think ghosts like to be filmed, to be
You know
honest.
what? I think you got that right because it seemed like most of the, I guess, top of the notch activity was caught when the film wasn't, the camera wasn't running.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like you and I had our adventure, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So I want to start off with, you had an interest in the paranormal since you were young, right?
Yes. I grew up in New Jersey, and when I was a child with my family, we had lived in a 200-year-old white colonial home.
Oh, wow.
That years before, obviously, when I guess when it was built, they had movies there. They filmed movies.
Oh.
And one of the actors accidentally got shot, and they had circus
Oh.
monkeys in the basement. So it just creepy to begin with, and the thoughts of someone being killed, murdered in that home. Well, not murdered, but killed. Just
accidentally.
got me. Yes, accidentally.
Brandon Lee situation.
There you go. So, and it was just interesting, like doing research, going to the library and reading the newspaper articles.
On your house?
Yes, on the house.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, gosh, wouldn't it be kind of cool to see one of those ghosts? It never happened then. But,
Right.
then I grew up, got married, and our first starter home here in Texas, we had some ghost activity.
Oh,
And that's
your house now.
No, actually, our first home.
Oh, your first house. Okay.
Yes, it was a 1-story. And at that time, we just had our 4-legged babies. And one of
Aw.
my little rescues liked his own little room. It was kind of odd because we slept with all the babies. But for some reason, he liked this little beanbag in there.
He was bougie.
I guess so.
He had to have his own room.
Spoiled, didn't want to share. So we would tuck him in every night in this room, which was, quote, our guest bedroom. There was a bed that no one ever slept on. And at times we noticed that there were like the bed, the comforter was indentation, like
Ooh.
someone was laying there. It was messed up.
Like a human indentation?
Yes, small,
Wow.
very small. And it wasn't like they slept in the bed. The bed,
Right.
the comforter was still made, but it just looked like someone lay down.
Ooh.
And we'd notice that, and then I'd, straighten it back up, and then a couple evenings later in the mornings,
Did it freak you out?
Yes, it did. But this was the thing that really caught us was we started hearing like kids giggling.
Ooh. That's where I draw the line.
Yes, but it was happy. It was happy. And it really didn't affect us. You hear people like, oh my gosh, I would have moved out of that home.
And it couldn't have been anything else.
No. I mean,
Wow.
it was just at that time, my husband and I are fur babies, and we hardly had any guests over, company over. So had to be. It was joyful noises all the time. And
At least
so
it was happy.
Yes, very happy. So, and it was just always in that one room. So I think it kind of sparked our interest a little bit more in the ghost activity, and we both were like, okay, this is true on ghost.
Wow.
And I did try to find some research on the home. Unfortunately, nothing was found.
Is it different up north where you can research stuff on your home versus when you moved down here?
Well, at that time, it was old school when I lived in New Jersey. There wasn't the internet, so you went to the library and pulled up the newspaper on film.
Back in the day.
Yes, back in the day. But nowadays, I mean, there just wasn't anything. I guess my house that we lived at that time in Texas wasn't exciting. You know, nothing had happened.
No monkeys.
No monkeys. No.
How lackluster.
Movies.
No monkeys.
I know. Boring. It was just a simple home. But I did find out from a girlfriend of mine. She said that there was like a Indian reserve or something.
Really?
Who knows?
Full on poltergeist.
Yes,
then.
but I don't know. I mean, it's just the suburbs. You know, just a plain old home. But and then we had moved 3 years ago, and I don't think those children moved with us. But we have had no, I mean, but even if so, they were, you know, happy.
Right.
But we've been getting a lot of interesting activity just in the 3 years that we've lived there.
Oh, wow.
Upstairs.
Your current home.
Yes.
Okay.
Our current home. It's a 2-story. Now, currently, I have 2 children, 2 boys, 13 and 15, and they are too scared to sleep upstairs.
Really?
So, yes.
Now that's an issue.
Yes. So we all live downstairs. So really no one goes upstairs because of the activity. When you walk up, it's you just have this feel of energy.
So you went from bougie dog to have his own room. Now the ghost has to have the own floor to themselves.
Yes.
Bougie ghost, bougie dog, bougie ghost.
Yes. There you go. So no one goes up there unless, you know, we go up there to just check to make sure everything's working, or, you know, we keep stuff up there storage wise. But we definitely have heard things.
Like what?
Just noises, not voices, but footsteps we've heard, doors opening and closing.
And no one's up there.
No one's up there.
No dogs,
No. We have a baby gate, so none of the dogs go up there, and we're all too scared to go up there.
Oh my gosh.
And
sounds like we need to come out there and check it out.
Yes, you do. I mean, I keep saying that, but definitely we need to check it out.
Oh yeah.
But so I've always had like a fixation with ghost spirits. I don't have any negative thoughts about them.
Right.
And I know that there's good ones and there's bad ones.
Right.
Thankfully, I have not come across any bad ones. So,
right.
Yeah.
That's where that territory is new for me too. So season 2, we have plans for a little bit darker locations possible. So that's why I said now you should be a veteran. You've had a year of ghost hunting under your belt.
Yes.
And we've had the SPI girls just teaching us so much so that we can, and a lot of it's just experience. You have to experience it. You can't read a book and know how to ghost hunt.
Most definitely. And that's what I found. I mean, the SPI ladies have been fantastic. I mean, just from what,
100%.
You know, walking us, guiding us through the adventures. And now you're like a super pro and
super pro, yeah.
Yes. And I mean, even you know, at first in the beginning, I needed those SPI ladies near us, you know, like just a comfort, I guess.
Well, for sure. They know what to expect.
Yes. But now I feel like you've got it.
There we go. Oh, God. I still rely on them. They're helping me, especially because there's so many unknowns. I mean, the paranormal is anything that's above and beyond normal reality. So these are things we haven't explored. So there's so much we're learning as we go along.
That's true. And I think for everyone, even the pros, you know, because it seems like everywhere we go, there's different kinds of activities and different places to explore. And yes, very much the unknown.
Right.
What will happen.
So tell me about what was one of your favorite experiences on the different locations that we went and filmed at?
Gosh, well, I've had a blast going to all the locations.
Oh yeah, ghost hunting's fun.
Oh, I love it. I mean, I'm like, when's the next one?
Right.
But I think my favorite is actually, you know, everyone's probably thinks the cemetery one. You know, how spooky can that be? And that was, I love that experience and that adventure. But the hearsay bar was
in Houston.
Yes. Yeah. That I'm gonna have to say was one of my favorites, just because. There was activity at all the other places, but that one I felt like I felt ghosts or spirits in there with us.
That place is super haunted.
Yes. And I just had this feeling. I don't know if like when I'm sitting there, like, you know, you have heaviness on your chest or like a cold feeling come through. And that's when I heard, I think we all heard the kids, some voices going on.
There was a little girl.
Yes.
That's what was interesting was before we got there, they said that there was a little girl that scared a customer out of the bathroom. And I think you and I were crazy enough to go, let's go run down to the bathroom.
I know. But, I would not go in that bathroom by myself.
Me either. Nope. I think, but most girls usually take a friend.
That's true. That is true.
It's the buddy system. I don't know why women have adopted the buddy system, but it's one of those things that now you see why, so that you don't encounter a child ghost coming after you and scaring the life out of you.
I know. Well, that's why I always have to grab you. Like,
that's right. And you're like, let's go
wherever I go. But that one, it just felt like this is real. This is so real. The experience there with the child, the little girl talking. There was the back door that opened by itself. I don't know if you remember that.
That was freaky. That was one of those things that I think it was one of our very first adventures.
Yes.
And it's one of those that I am, even though I am a very big believer, I am also a heavy skeptic on top of believing because I know there are things we don't understand. I know there are things beyond our realm of knowledge. But when it happened in front of us, and there's, you see things on TV and you think, oh, they must have faked it or they must have done this. You're always going to be skeptical or that could be CGI. But when you're sitting there with cameras on and nothing else is going on and it's, what was it, midnight or 1 a.m. and the back door flies open. And it goes, dee-dee-dee-dee, and then slams.
And I'm the one that will think like, okay, well, it had to be someone else or whatever. But whenever we experience all these, it's not. I mean, no one was back there.
Right.
It was true, legit activity.
Yeah.
And I think that I was like, oh my gosh, this is real. This is for real.
I was paralyzed with fear. So that was something I don't think I ever told anybody is that I wanted to run as soon as I saw that because it was one of my first experiences.
Yes.
And I was just paralyzed with fear. And I was like, if I run, then Jenny's going to run. I'm going to knock over these cameras. It's like, breathe. It's just a ghost. It's not going to hurt me.
I know, but still, it's just, even though we have not experienced any hurtful or things, that towards us.
Right.
It's scary. It's very scary. And I feel like if we didn't have the group, I would be scared shitless, But it's just it's fun. All our journeys that we go on adventures are just super fun.
Oh yeah.
And I just always look forward to what is going to happen next because no one knows.
Even learning the history was my favorite part. So.
Yes. At Hearsay, the manager there was awesome. And the stories he told that he has seen, witnessed, and
he was grabbed.
Yes. True, legit ghost activity. Mm-hmm.
I think that was one of the things we experienced early on that we had a lot of cameras failing, cards that were rendered useless. And it's one of those that I said, well, wow, what would cause this? If we are truly made up of energy, then can that energy be dispersed? Can it destroy things? Can it make lights flicker? Can it destroy your cameras? We went through, minimal budget, and we're sitting there, cameras destroyed, cards destroyed. Those cards were not cheap cards. We invested in decent cards.
Right. Well, that was very, very odd that we had gone on the initial, what is it, like the first 2 or 3 outings.
Right.
Everything was wiped out. So that tells you something like something doesn't want us to video an experience.
People don't realize that we've actually had to go reshoot, which means that all of the exciting things that happened, we couldn't guarantee would happen again.
I know.
So we had to go, we're here again. I'm sitting there picturing the ghosts like tapping their fingers going, here we go again. Didn't we tell y'all to not come here? Like some of them have felt like they didn't want us there, and some felt like they were just playing with us. Like they were just like, hey, new
and
friend.
I think that's what I feel like. They are playing with us. I don't feel like they're angry with us in any way, because I think we are very respectful of them. We always have our boundaries. We're not doing anything to disturb them, I don't think.
Right.
But
that we know of.
Yes, but it is a little odd that everything was wiped out the first couple adventures.
Oh, yeah. It was, I think that one of the adventures I went on, one of the episodes that we did have to completely scrap was originally with Old Town Spring with our previous cast, and I had gotten scratched.
That's just
and that
insane.
was insane because you hear about these things.
Right.
but you can hear about something, but then when you experience it's different. And for me to come home and have a scratch, and I was like, what the heck is this?
Yes.
And my first thought is, I scratched myself and I just didn't think about it. Maybe I had, brushed against something, but it wasn't, because it was very deliberate.
Well,
because
didn't you get neck prints from, where did you go? When was that?
The hotel icon, and that was off camera. Were you there? Did you see that happen? Or did anyone see that happen?
No, but I mean,
can't
I
remember.
saw, your neck obviously had, someone had,
Right.
some spirit had touched you for sure.
Yes, that was, oh my gosh, that's a very interesting experience, because I felt gone. I felt like I was here 1 second, and then the next second, gone. I don't
crazy.
remember until Amy from SPI was snapping her fingers going, hello, are you okay? And I looked at her like she was crazy. I was like, why would you ask that? And she goes, something happened, because I felt like something was choking me, but I don't feel like it was malevolent. So that's one of the things, is we keep experiencing these things, but I haven't come across anything malevolent. I feel like it was something getting my attention. Or often how they die. They show us how they die, so maybe someone had choked them.
See, I never thought about that.
See?
Wow. And, and it's interesting because, I do take these things a grain of salt. Like, I'm a little skeptical going in, but...
Which is good.
Because I want to just say, okay, it could have been this, it could have been this. But...
Right.
And I feel like, our guests that watch, they're like, is this for real? But I'm telling you that this is like, this is real. This is real. Everything that we encounter... luckily we have some video footage, but unfortunately a lot of it's not on camera,
I know. That's why I figured you could share some more behind the scenes stuff. I think one of the funniest moments I had with you was when we were walking through the cemetery and then you heard a sound, and we were trying not to walk up on anybody filming or disturb anybody that's, exploring, and we're off camera, and you go, oh my God, and you grabbed me in the arm. I swear it had to be an armadillo. Like, it was, I don't think it was paranormal, but it was
what
hilarious.
It was. I mean, because I think one of these days I'll probably hyperventilate and pass out.
Oh no.
Just because I get so worked up, because it is, the cemetery was so spooky, just eerie.
So
dark. Even though we had 10 plus people, it's scary out there.
It's quiet. That's what makes it spooky.
Yes.
Is it was dead quiet.
Yes.
We're all used to living in cities, and even the country has become the city these days.
I know.
So I grew up in a small town where things were quiet, and then a highway's in front of our house, and suddenly it's not quiet.
I know.
So when we're filming out in Huntsville, out in the cemetery, there's no noise.
Minus the cow noises.
Minus the cows. That was interesting. I thought, great. We're going to be like, hello, spirit. If you're a male or female, set off this light. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, really? I mean, these things just happen. You can't plan for it.
No. And that's what it is. It's like live, and whatever happens, and there you go.
I wish we could leave in the whole thing. Like, I think what we're going to do with the show is have some expanded episodes, some bonus footage for subscribers, because I want them to see some of the behind the scenes stuff. Like, I mean, I think that I showed when I threw my hat and got frustrated because you guys disappeared. And I was like, I told them one rule, not to disappear. But you and Anastasia were the inspiration for this for me. Like, I wouldn't have done this show if it wasn't for y'all.
Well, that's how I feel like you need to explore, break the boundaries, go where you're not supposed to go, because that's where you find interesting things. So, yeah.
So, interesting enough, I want to get into that. So, the way I started my show was I had missed out on the girls' trip. I got COVID, so I was like, boo, it was going to be my first girls' trip ever. So, but I was so entertained watching all the ladies going ghost hunting at the Galvez.
Yes.
So I want to know, what did you see at the Galvez? Because you guys just had your cell phones.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't even, we went on the girls' trip, Hotel Galvez. We knew there were supposed to be ghosts there. And our intentions were just to go on a girls' trip. Well, when we got there, I didn't know, I didn't do all my research on the hotel. I knew
it's old.
It was old, haunted. But then the male receptionist was like that. He said, "Well, room 501 is the haunted one, and that's available. Do you want that one?
He's booking you. He's like, did he try to charge you extra? He's
No,
like 50 extra bucks for the hotel.
Like
for the
out of the
haunted
blue,
room.
I was clueless, and I was like,
That's interesting.
Oh, okay,
I
well,
have to remember that.
and yes, so that floor is supposed to be the fifth floor, but 501 is supposed to be the haunted, or maybe it's 511. But
So why is that one supposed to be haunted?
he just said there's lots of activity in that room,
So it must be a paranormal hotspot.
has to be. And so at that time, I got there before Anastasia. And I said, sure, why not? You know, why not?
Right.
And so and in that room specifically, it was Anastasia and I that stayed in that room.
So just you two.
Just the two of us. And the other ladies were on a different level floor.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So y'all are on like your haunted floor, haunted room. Let's do it.
We're like, okay, well then we're meant to be ghost hunters, right?
There you go.
And so we went up to our room, and literally, well, first of all, the hotel, the halls are very long, quiet. It reminds me of The Shining and Estes
God.
Park, the hotel there.
And you stayed. You're like, this is like The Shining. I think I'll stay.
Yes, the Stanley Hotel. It reminded me of that because I had gone there years ago. And we walked down the hallway, and there was, you know, when they have the do not disturb cards on the
hanging on the doors.
There was one, and it was flickering.
That's crazy as hell. There's really no air. There's not. You can feel it from underneath, but not from here.
Really? That's weird.
And so
only one?
Only one on one door, and that's normal. I mean, people put that on their doorknobs at the hotel.
Flickering.
But you know, I was like, okay. So we both walked over there. We're videoing with our phone camera.
Probably a couple on their honeymoon, and you guys are filming outside.
And we're
their
like,
door.
okay, what's going on? And so, you know, we're analyzing it. Okay, it's got to be like an air vent or something. You know, the AC blowing down, kind of flickering, shaking the tag.
Could you imagine if they opened the door?
Oh, gosh.
And you had your
Yeah,
cell phone
yes.
filming the do not disturb sign.
Don't even want to know what's
They're
going
butt
on there.
naked and
Yeah.
they're like, hello. And you're like, we're just ghost hunting here. Sorry.
They're like, oh, whatever. That would have not been good. But
funny.
yes, it would have been. But we made sure there was no air flowing from anywhere. And we're like, okay.
So, yeah, you moved your hands underneath it
I
to
mean,
prove.
we felt
like, this
it.
was on
We
your cell
looked
phone.
up. We checked everything because we said, come on. I mean, you know, things move with the air vents or air conditioning up above or
we
whatever.
need to share that on our channel or share that on the show. We got to get that footage.
Yes,
so I want to see that
yes.
again. I saw it when it happened.
Yes, and so we do have it on our cell phone. And so so that right there was like their first little activity at the Hotel Galvez. And then we went into a room. We were, at that point, we're like, okay, let's be ghost hunters. And, you know, we tried to like film as much as we could in our room. But we didn't get any footage.
Typically, you're already a ghost hunter. You're like, crap, I'm filming and nothing is happening.
Yes, we're like filming. We even went in the bathroom, stood on the toilet seat, and tried to get into the air vent to see if there's anything there.
Well, that's a huge ass crawl space. There's a light through that vent though. No, that's gotta be because it's not high enough. It's gotta be straight up. There's a window. There's a window. Dude, old as hell. They have not changed this in a minute. Oh God. This is the elevator.
Wait, what's that smoke?
This is the
I'm
desk.
video. Oh no.
This is the elevator. This is the other room. I can hear it.
I remember hearing about that.
So we tried that, nothing. And we were on a mission. We said, you know, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we went out to dinner with the other ladies. And then in the evening, that's when they said most activity happens, when it's quiet in the hotel.
Right, when the sun sets.
Yeah. So, you know, we had some point of interest. They said like the piano bar, the ladies' bathroom down below.
Wait, the bathroom is haunted?
Yes, there's one bathroom down on the first floor. They said there was some activity. A housekeeper, cleaner had seen some activity down there.
That's 2 for 2 for haunted bathrooms for you.
Yes. So it's the ladies' bathroom because it was the ladies' bathroom and hearsay as well. So ladies' bathroom could be a haunted place.
Wow.
And then they had mentioned the penthouse up on the ninth floor. Was it the ninth? Yes, the ninth floor was haunted.
So fifth and ninth floor.
Yes,
Nice.
but there's only a couple rooms up on the penthouse floor, and you need a special code to go up there.
Ooh.
And
So secret ghost hunting adventure.
Yes. So what happened was we did some smoozing downstairs, and the fellow worker that was there, he had told us a secret that the
Oh no! Don't say his name.
Okay.
Don't say. We're gonna get him in trouble.
I'm not saying.
We're like
anything.
a ghost told them that.
There you go. Someone's word of mouth that the elevator to the right, when the left elevator is coming down, if you catch the one on the right, it will bring you up to the ninth floor, the penthouse.
Oh wow!
So at that time, it was Anastasia and I, and then another friend of ours that had gone up there. Before, so we went up there 3 times, Anastasia.
Oh wow!
And I. The first time we went
Y'all are
up
brave.
there, it was very creepy. You go up there, there's 3 rooms, and then there's like a vacant, large, kind of like a ballroom.
Ooh.
And there was a lot of just old furniture, not ancient, but probably maybe 5 years of age, just sitting there.
So so no one uses these rooms.
Well,
Or
we didn't
use-
think so.
Whoa.
But there was one room we could hear people in there, and the lights were on.
Wait! You heard people and there's no one there.
Yes,
Man.
yes. And this was just crazy because we're like, okay, the lights are on. We hear like it sounded like a party.
But no party is
No.
there.
So we went back down and we were just freaking out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And, we shared our story with, because there were other ladies on the trip. And
Were they scared?
they were too scared to go, except one was like, I want to go too. And,
Nice.
some were, did not believe it. And that's the thing too. I think you have to experience it to believe.
I'm telling you.
You really do. I mean, because the third girl that had gone up with us, she was kind of like, I don't believe in ghosts, whatever.
Really? But at least she was willing to check it out.
Yeah, she went up there, and she heard the people,
What?
and then swear to you, going up on the elevator. There's the 2 elevators. There's a left and a right. She heard some, and the right one's not really running because that's the one that goes strictly up to the penthouse,
Yeah.
and you need the code. She heard, and we all 3 of us heard people giggling and laughing in the elevator.
Oh, did you record it? Were you able to get that on camera?
That we did not.
Oh.
And we all were terrified.
Yeah.
We ran like nothing else.
No.
We had dresses on and heels, and we ran because there was a stairway to the side. And I think we were all just shocked. And we were terrified too, because from my understanding, the penthouse only, I guess it's like the mafia Guido people that used to live, stay
My
there.
people.
There you go. Yeah. The mobsters. And so we're like, oh my gosh, who is in this room, and who were the people that we heard in the elevator? Because when the elevator came up, no one was in there.
Oh, man.
And that's when we got thinking, this is real. This is really real.
Right.
And so we were in the stairway, the emergency stairway on the 9th
So y'all
floor.
weren't about to take the elevators
No,
after that?
no. Well, we eventually did, because it's kind of like a dead end. When you go down the flight, you have to go down another flight. But at that
In
time,
heels.
yes, in heels and long dresses. But we did find out also there's a tower there that's adjacent to the 9th floor, and someone there was a female that years ago had killed herself there because her did you hear about the story? Something about
Lady in white,
Yes,
maybe?
yes.
Every building has a lady in white. I was like,
Yes.
let's say when I die, I'm going to be the lady in red, just on purpose, just to be different, or pink.
okay, well, let's say Lady in Purple. I don't know.
There we go.
But supposedly, I guess her long lost love was a sailor, and he was supposed to come back, and she waited for him in this tower, waited
Aw.
and waited. And I guess he never came back, so she killed herself.
Ooh.
And from my understanding, he came back too late. So it was kind of like a Romeo Juliet type of thing.
Oh.
So supposedly it was still haunted up in that tower.
Oh,
so
right.
we were determined to go up to that tower.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
so in the stairway, we went to the side, and ripped a vent and tried to go
Oh,
in
my
the
God.
attic, and that's when Anastasia
And they
had ripped her
fixed
dress.
it and repaired it afterwards, and it's still intact.
We
There was
didn't do
no
anything.
damage
We
done.
did not do anything damage. Yes, we just snuck in there. We didn't find anything. Just lots of lots of dust and trash, I guess.
Right.
And Anastasia had ripped her dress.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Wait, was it a white dress?
it was a red one.
Oh,
so
see, then
red
she'll be-
flowy. Yeah,
she'll be
red,
the lady in
yes,
red.
Yes, there you go, lady in red.
So if she would have fallen, then there you go. See the dangers of ghost hunting.
I know.
Especially ghost hunting in heels.
Oh.
Hence where you see I have my idea. It was from
Yes.
you two running around in heels and dresses, beautiful dresses in these fancy, beautiful hotels, ghost hunting. And I was like, I think there's something there. I said, I've never seen anything like that before. It's, it's usually there's different types of paranormal
Right.
teams. I was like, if we could find a professional paranormal team to guide us so that we do this safely and so that, we are fully credentialed so that people don't think that, we're just randomly doing this, that we plan and we research. Like, then there you go.
Right.
But in
right.
heels, that's why I said it's hilarious to think about it. And then you guys, I thought y'all were going to be more scared. Y'all are braver than I've ever seen. But then again, you're in 2 haunted bathrooms, 2 haunted penthouses now. Like, we need a checkbook like
I
Ghost Hunting
know.
Bingo.
Oh, there you go.
Ghost Hunting Beauty Bingo. That's going to be
yes.
my next thing. It's
Let's
like
do it.
climb in an air vent, check.
We did that.
Climb
yes.
to a tower in a flowy dress, don't trip, check. We have cocktails in a haunted room, check.
There you go.
See?
And then we did see some steam in our room too, like on the
Wait, what?
Yes, on the mirror. In the
Ooh.
again the bathroom. I'm telling you, his bathroom's
So 3 haunted bathrooms. That's 3.
But this was actually
Bingo.
in our room.
Ooh, yeah, because you stayed in the haunted room though.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the steam from? Like, did you have a shower on?
Nothing.
And just suddenly there's steam there.
When you take a shower, there's like
Yeah.
the steam. The person, yes.
Just tell me, did anything red rum?
no red rum. No
red rum.
no,
Okay,
no,
we're good.
Nothing.
Because you said it was like
or
The
like
Shining.
help me or no nothing.
Help me
Nothing.
or get out. That's the one I always go. Sure, bye.
I know.
Right.
But so it was very exciting, and I think yes. And when you had mentioned, hey, we're going to do some ghost hunting, I said that is up our
Yes.
alley. Definitely.
Like I said, you guys were the inspiration because, like I said, y'all are beautiful. You make it look glamorous and fun, but we're very authentic with everything we keep in the show. We know there's dangers, especially with the heels. And I think one thing people don't see on camera that we'll let loose one little secret today. One little secret is we do sometimes take our heels off and wear fluffy shoes, and you don't see that.
That's
part.
me. That's me. I know I'm the one. As soon as we can, take off our shoes, and I wear fluffy
Yes.
slippers or whatever. Yes,
That I've wanted to. I need to get video or picture on one of our next adventures of you in the fluffy shoes because we start in heels and then it's like 2 seconds after we get that shot, she's like, "Can I take these heels off?" And I'm like,
right away.
Okay, we're like, all right, film waist above.
There you go. Like right now, what do I
That.
have on? Puma little hot pink socks on.
There we go. I love it. See, that's me too. Barefoot 90% of the time. Now, some of the locations we got for season 2 planned are going to be a little bit dangerous. We might not be able
I
to
love
glam it up.
danger.
I know. You climbing in air vents and haunted toilets. That's enough danger for me. But are you ready for season 2? Are you ready to hit the ground running?
I am so excited. That's why I asked, when are we going to start filming? When are we going? When are we going to start?
Right. It's
Um,
been so hot in Texas.
Oh,
it's
it's
a lot of
terrible.
these buildings don't have air conditioning. They're old. They restore it as best as possible, but keeping the authenticity. So, we did film one of the episodes with season 2 with the jail. And let me tell you, that one I was sweating. Like, I didn't even care. A ghost could have jumped out and jumped on my head and stomped in my head. I'd be like, can you fan me while you do that? I'm dying. It's
but I don't
101
know.
degrees.
I mean, it's 101, but then the first time we went to the jail, it was freezing. And also at the cemetery, the first time when everything was wiped out.
Yes. Oh,
It
that's
was
one
so
thing that
cold.
happened was we actually had the whole
Yes.
SBI team and everything got wiped. We were devastated because that's when we had a lot of activity and we had to go back and reshoot. But then
Yes.
it's a whole new investigation when you reshoot.
Right. But
It's-
then, it's it's just terrible
Right.
that we don't have that footage. And guys, it really did happen. We were there twice, you know.
Because there's no scripts.
No.
There's like I said, with our show is we're saying, let's have a conversation and talk about where we're going next. Let's divvy up assignments. You know, we know we're doing that, but everything else is, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen.
No.
And that's kind of the exciting part. You know, otherwise I would have just been doing this with my cell phone and going live. But I love the production behind it, so we can tell the history, because we go to some pretty historic places.
We do. And I mean, I'm learning a lot from these different locations. So
has there been anything, let's see, besides the armadillo, and nothing, without giving away any secrets or anything in the episodes, was there ever a moment you had with just pure terror without giving anything away?
absolutely. I mean, and I think you caught that one, and maybe, I don't know if you were able to catch glimpses of my other screaming, jumping,
scares.
grabbing. Yes, but there were a few times where I was terrified.
Yes. One of the things we didn't capture on camera with the second season that we'll lead into at another time was about I had the pillow was jerked out from under my head when I stayed there the second time.
Oh my! At the jail?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
I was asleep. We were done filming. We were there probably 4 or 5 in the morning. We stayed the night. And like this was, now we've already got the first episode filmed. This was us going back for season 2. So get ready for that for next year. But this was a pillow was jerked out from under my head.
Oh my goodness.
So that's why I said these locations have so much energy. Like we've got so many locations coming up that with the history, I think things are preserved there. I think things like stay there, like residual hauntings, like things stay there in energy. You never know what we're going to come across.
No, you don't. And that's the thing. You don't know what to expect. You don't know where to actually to look, or, you know, I think it's just better just to sit and just wait and wait and wait. But I do like to explore. I do like to explore. And I know they say, you know, be respectful and know your boundaries.
Yes.
But I'm so tempted. I want to go like where we're not supposed to be. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part too. And I think that now that, you know, we've wrapped up season 1 for season 2, we have a little bit more of a crew. We had one camera person at one time, and that's why you can't capture a lot of the off-screen things. You need a team of like 20.
Right.
And we've got James.
Yes, that's true. But he's awesome. He's done a great job. But yes, when you have told us a few times, many times, just to stay where you are,
And then
I
you're
feel
like, bye.
yes, I'm like a little kid in the candy shop. Like, no, I'm leaving.
Right.
I'm
But
leaving.
that makes it fun though. Like even though I was mad the one time, I mean, I got over it. It was more of like when it gets to be 1 and 2 in the morning, you're so tired. People don't realize I'm usually up at 4 or 5 in the morning. And before investigations, I actually meditate. And I actually meditate with, and I visualize where we're going.
I didn't know
and
that.
I try to communicate with the spirits that we're going to see there, because everything that was getting wiped out before, I felt like we were trespassing.
That's what I wonder too. I don't want to step on, you know, their property or get in their little the bounds, I guess, boundaries.
And I think that's why that a lot of our stuff's gotten wiped out. So I think for like future, especially season 2, and what we started doing at the end of season 1 was I would meditate, I would pray, and I would go, we're coming to film. Please, you know, if you're there, talk to us, because we want to tell your story. We know the history, but tell us the history we don't know. And ever since I started doing that, no more wiped footage. You know, we've
Angela,
had cameras broken.
I didn't know that.
We've had cameras broken.
Yeah, I know.
Like we had 2 cameras broken at the second jail adventure. That was right in the middle. It's like crash, and it's like I can't say paranormal or if it just fell. It just
But
all I
that's
know
just
is
a
the
little
camera.
odd. Don't you think that's a little odd?
You never know. Like Hotel Icon. Remember, I got choked,
I
and
know.
then the funniest part though, were you there when the thing happened with the ottoman? Because there were several of us sitting down, but I was so tired. I don't even remember who was sitting next to me. I was so tired.
No, because I think we at the Hotel Icon we separated. We went into different groups.
Yeah, we
So,
did.
yes,
There was one part to where everybody was separated, and it was after the choking incident that Amy told me you're not supposed to go separate, because then in case you get attacked.
Yes,
and there's
and I
dark
remember,
entities.
and they always say that the SPI ladies, you know, you cannot go on your own.
Right, but it's still part of the adventure.
I know.
But we're better about it now. But I was sitting on the next to the ottoman. I didn't even prop my feet up yet. But, you know, I have lupus and a lot of autoimmune conditions. and we had a battery charger where you could plug in everything.
Right. Uh-huh.
So it was sat down there in front of me, and I was kind of upset about being choked because I didn't know about they're just communicating or this could be how they died at that point. And I said, I'll teach you to choke me. I mean,
I remember you were like angry, you know,
2
like
or 3
tough
in the
girl.
morning, I am a different human being. Like that's why you see little bits of rage. It's the Italian in me coming out. But it sat there. I know that for a fact we had some of the crew with us because we were wrapping up, and it flew off the ottoman. And I mean flew.
Oh, I did not know that.
And we all stared, and I screamed. And I'm not a screamer. That's if you see me scream or hear me scream, run. And I screamed because I said, oh, that's what you get choking me or being upset, and it flew off.
Oh my gosh.
That's why the energy we bring in, I think that's why we've had activity at every place we went. Because we all have positive energy. We just want to talk to them. We just want to know their story. But I think if you go in a bad mood or you want to see demons or you're after terrible things and that's your intent, I seriously think that can conjure up things. Hence the Conjuring, other things.
Right.
Not saying I've seen The Conjuring, so I'm too chicken.
Oh, I will not watch that.
I've seen like The Shining, a lot of the classics.
Right.
So what are your favorite classics? Do
Well,
you watch any scary movies?
Okay, mine, I think it's hands down The Poltergeist.
The Poltergeist.
The original one with the blonde girl.
Oh my gosh.
The young girl and the I don't know, was she a fortune teller or was she a ghost hunter?
I think she was a full-blown medium, psychic, like all the above.
That just is...
Is that going to be me when I'm old? That's all I want to know. I think we're the same height.
Well, you're going to be a hot one. That's for sure. Well, you are hot right now, but you'll still be hot.
By then, I'll be wearing a different set of hair and everything. No. I'll be like, this house is clean.
But that one gave me the chills and willies. I mean, like till this day, I cannot watch that by myself.
Me either.
It's too scary.
Nope. But they say that's because there's a lot of real things happened there. They used real corpses and they weren't supposed to do that. They apparently, and this is just what I've read, they had an Indian shaman that had to bless the set. So, I mean, those, like we know, even back then when movies were being made quite different, you know, versus how we're filming with different technology, is they were experiencing poltergeists and activity. And like I said, you just never know what you're going to get. So that's why I said I am excited about season 2. I hope you're ready.
Oh, I'm very, 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 very ready. And I have goosebumps already now just thinking about Poltergeist. And then season 2, you said that there's some spooky places we're going.
Yeah. I think like we had to get our feet wet.
Right.
We had to go in a little bit safer locations. Nothing's ever technically safe. But I know for season 2, we're going to hit some scary stuff. We're going to go to some places that, you know, make people question. Like I said, will we get activity? I don't know. But if we don't, I feel like we're terrible ghost hunters. No.
But and that's the thing. You just never know. And you cannot, you know, because some people are like, well, what are you going to go and see? What are you going to go and see?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. It could be dark. It
different.
Could be a demon. It could be a poltergeist. Like, we don't know. Like I said, we've been doing some research. Season 2 is going to be great. I'm glad you're still on board.
Oh,
I didn't know if you were going to quit after season 1 because sometimes this stuff gets crazy. The hours are crazy.
Well, it's just scary. You know, I think it sometimes plays with your mind too, because after, you know, we do have those long nights and I get home and I'm like, I have to think and I'm a little scared, you know, because everyone's I'm like, okay. And even just driving home, you know, without anyone in the car from where we leave.
Yeah.
That is my fear, that some spirit is going to get into my car one day.
Oh, no.
And then come to my home.
Right. Well, hopefully that never happens. I've only had a couple of things follow me from Old Town Spring, but it was before I knew a lot. But we are looking forward to season 2. Season 1 is launching October 6th. I hope everybody continues to listen and subscribe to the podcast, because we're going to keep guests coming on. We'll keep behind the scenes action. Stay tuned. Make sure you don't miss a thing. We're also on Spotify. We're also Facebook. We're even on Threads now. We're finally there. Woo! We're on Threads. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening. Until next time.